Another type of human being possibly could have been discovered that lived thousands of years ago. In New York, it says fossil bones and teeth found in the Philippines have revealed a long-lost cousin of modern people, evident, which evidently lived around the time our own species was spreading from Africa to occupy the rest of the world. It's yet another reminder that although Homo sapiens is now the only surviving member of our branch of the evolutionary tree, we've had company for most of our existence, and it makes our understanding of human evolution in Asia messier, more complicated, and a whole lot more interesting, says one expert, Matthew Tochery of Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, Ontario. In a study released Wednesday by the journal Nature, scientists describe a, um, a cache a cache of 7 teeth and 6 bones from the feet, hands, and thigh of at least 3 individuals. They were recovered from a cave called Calo Cave on the island of Luzon in the northern Philippines in 2007, 2011, and 2015. Tests on 2 samples show minimum ages of 50,000 years old to 67,000 years old. The main exodus of our own species from Africa that all of today's non-African people are descended from took place about 60,000 years ago. Analysts of the bones from Luzon led the study authors to conclude they belonged to a previously unknown member of our Homo branch of the family tree. One of the toe bones and the overall pattern of tooth shapes and sizes differ from what's been seen before in the Homo family, the researcher said. They dubbed the creature Homo luzonensis. It apparently used stone tools and its small teeth suggests it might have been rather small-bodied, said one of the study authors. Florent Detroit of the National Museum of Natural History in Paris says, H. luzonensis lived in Eastern Asia at around the same time as not only our species but other members of the Homo sapien branch, including Neanderthals. Their little understood Siberian cousins, the Denisovans, and the diminutive hobbits of the island of Flores in Indonesia. There's no sign that the Homo luzonensis encountered any other member of the Homo sapien group, Detroit said in an email. Our species isn't known to have reached the Philippines until thousands of years after the age of the bones, he said, but some human relative was on Luzon more than 700,000 years ago, as indicated by the presence of stone tools and a butchered rhino dating to that time, he said. It might have been the newfound species or an ancestor of it, he said in an email. Detroit said it's not clear how the Homo sapien luzonensis is related to other species of the Homo sapiens. He speculated that it might have descended from an earlier human relative, Homo erectus, that somehow crossed the sea to Luzon. H. erectus, the Homo erectus is generally considered the first Homo species to have expanded beyond Africa, and it plays a prominent role in the conventional wisdom about evolution outside that continent. Some scientists have suggested that the hobbits on the Indonesian island are descended from Homo erectus. Toshiri, who did not participate in the report, agreed that both H. luzonensis and the hobbits may have descended from the Homo erectus, but he said the Philippines discovery gives new credence to an alternative view. Maybe some unknown creature other than the Homo erectus also slipped out of Africa and into Europe and Asia and later gave rise to both island species. After all, he said in an interview, remains of the hobbits and the Homo luzonensis show us a mix of primitive and more modern traits that differ from what's seen in Homo erectus. They look more like what one might find in Africa 1.5 to 2.5 million years ago, and which might have been carried out of that continent by the mystery species, he said. The discovery of a new human relative on Luzon might be smoke from a much, much bigger fire, he said. Michael Petraglia of the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History in Germany said the Luzon find shows we still have very little about human evolution. We still know very little about the human evolution. Much, more such discoveries will probably emerge with further work in the region, which is understudied, he said in an email. The Associated Press Health and Science Department receives support from the Howard Hughes Medical Institute's Department of Science Education. The AP is solely responsible for on content, basically. So basically, it's kind of cool that they found this, but let's see what they find and whatever else they could find anyway.